Buddy, welcome. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Clark and Fullerton. Cars are just zooming by. So, yeah, this is Fullerton. We're heading west. I'm going to make a left. We'll start heading south on Cleveland. General plan is to walk to work this morning. And we'll probably stop by Oak Street Beach. I'll head down to Schiller, and I'll cut straight through the Gold Coast, east to west, west to east, and then we'll go under the Division Street underpass there, head to the beach, see what the lake's doing, and then we'll go right to Michigan Avenue, and I'll head into work. So nothing big, just a normal Thursday. Hope everybody's doing good. Thanks for finding me on YouTube. We'll keep this streaming in widescreen. And yeah, I'm really looking into YouTube now. I'm starting to look at their monetization tools. Bob, thanks for turning in. Scott, good morning. Seems like their new rules, 500 subscribers unlock some tools for YouTube, which will be both beneficial from you, the audience, and me, the creator. And see, there's consequences to everything. You know, TikTok's driving me away, so I'm really seriously looking at TikTok or YouTube. Look, here's the yeah, these are the, I call them the twin sisters. They survived the Great Chicago Fire, along with the Hudson house, the policeman's house there on Hudson that he saved by getting on the roof and dousing the flames and the embers and wetting down his roof. And when he ran out of I'm talking about the policeman's house on Hudson, when he ran out of water, they said he used cider from his cellar, which I guess, you know, as long as it's not high enough alcohol proof, it won't be flammable. You can wet down your roof with it. But hey, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Cleveland Street. This is such a nice pedestrian, aesthetically pleasing street with the trees, the nice housing, the nice yards they got here. And thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Bob, Scott, Sharon, good morning. Sharon, how you doing? Welcome to YouTube. Yeah, but YouTube is slow in rolling out. So, okay, so, you know, what's the galaxy of all this social media, short form, video form we have here? TikTok has TikToks. Instagram has the Reels. YouTube has Shorts. YouTube's been teasing us for months now, saying they're gonna, you know, you can go live on your mobile app with YouTube, stream in the vertical format just like TikTok, just like the Reels. You could stream. It would be useful for live streamers like me that walk in the street to use a YouTube live streaming app, so people could be scrolling through the YouTube shorts, and then they would discover the live streams, switch to the live feed just like TikTok, and discover live streamers. They're still testing it out. They're still like in beta testing. They keep like testing it, and they can't get it right. And all they got to do is do what TikTok does, which when you're watching TikToks, you're scrolling through the TikToks, based upon your preferences, you stumble across a live. Oh, let's start watching this live. And then you'll switch into the live mode, and then you'll be scrolling through live feeds. You can discover new content through YouTube, just like TikTok. They haven't rolled it out yet. I'm waiting for them to roll it out because I want to use it. I want to use it for you guys. I want to use it to get a new audience on YouTube that we don't have access to on TikTok. Not everybody's on TikTok. I think TikTok's starting to drive people away. TikTok's starting to drive me away. I'm a pretty easygoing guy, as you guys know. If TikTok is driving me away just because I can't walk past a marijuana dispensary, which exists in the world, which is legal, You know, I'm not even promoting it. I can't even say the name. I can't even say the name of the business establishment. That's a legal business establishment because it triggers their algorithm. It's not that, I don't think it's anything malicious or, you know, I read too much into it. It's just simply they have programmed into their algorithm. If you show a pot leaf and you say the word vape, that combination, you're ejected from the island. That is stupid. That is unacceptable. I can't do business with a company that just is so, you know, blunt, so stupid, that they're unsophisticated, that they can't distinguish between just simply walking past a business. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. So here we are on YouTube. Here we are looking at the same stuff in landscape. You know, I appreciate everybody for following along here. We'll continue our nice walk into work. And I'm not doing much anyway. I'm just walking to work anyway. I'm glad you guys enjoy the content. I enjoy the interaction, you know. And yeah, TikTok makes no sense. They get you. Yeah, it's just they're just a company making money. They're just a company making money. It's set up. They want to automate it as much as possible so they can squeeze as much profits out of it, sell as many ads to the young, impressionable minds, ruin their brains that way. And I'm trying to ruin them in a different way. I know. I'm just as bad. But hey, here we are. Thanks for tuning in. At the very least, all this is a good learning exercise as we cross Webster. I'm brushing up on my social media video editing and production tools on different formats. Look at the wonderful thing by TikTok suspending my original account, and by them being so draconian with their stupid rules, they're forcing me away, forcing me to learn YouTube, forcing me to use Instagram, which I didn't do before. I rejected all social media for years and got away from it. It has value. We can have a discussion about cities. And so, you know, TikTok doesn't have a monopoly on social media. We're free to choose different competing formats. There's positive, negatives to all these platforms. Not all of them. There's problems with YouTube. People can't discover things on YouTube. And I'm sure I'll eventually start complaining about YouTube terms and conditions as we use it more often. Look, here's some new construction. They got this. So here we are on Cleveland Street in Chicago. This is why we do it. And they're working on this building here. There was a lot of this going on in the 2000s. You would stumble across a building like that, and something would be completely gutted like they did there, and they're redoing it, you know. Yeah, thanks for understanding. So I'll still keep a presence on TikTok. Don't worry. TikTok has its purpose. It's great for discovering. People can discover live streamers in Chicago and other cities. That's how we all found each other. I'll still probably split my time between YouTube and TikTok for live streaming until YouTube gets their act together with interspersing the shorts with live video feeds. YouTube's gonna have their own little galaxy of little, they call them stickers, where you can, man, that truck's loud. Look at these buildings. We can get them both in here. You could use stickers to make your comment go right to the top, and so I'll notice it, and then, you know, I could still have moderators on YouTube, and, you know, we'll get out of this stupid fruity little, I mean that in a funny way, like a Fruity Pebbles, the little stupid gifts that TikTok does, where the gamification of live streaming, you know, where you send like the happy heart or something like that. You know, YouTube's gonna have their own galaxy of stuff like that. Look at this great mural. I love walking past the Carnival food store here, and this is such a great corner for multiple reasons. Look how nice it is in landscape. We can get to see, they're working on this building here, Cleveland Street. We're at Lincoln and Dickens. We got the Carnival food store, grocery, right here. A small, non-chain grocery store, only a few aisles, but it still serves the neighborhood. We got the Gemini restaurant. We got the Danucci's, which is this great new Italian place across the way. I saw some of the foodie TikTokers have already gave a nice overview of Danucci's here, and gave a, went in and ordered and had a meal, filmed a TikTok. I'm sure you can find it on TikTok. Go just search Danucci's there in Lincoln Park. And here's Gemini, this beautiful building, nice restaurant. Some people call this an iconic restaurant here on Dickens, just east of Lincoln Avenue. Oops, we still got a mailbox. That's great. It's great. We still have a mailbox. It's hard to find mailboxes. Like where I live, there used to be a lot more mailboxes where you, just like that guy, you could drop in letters and stuff. And now I have to walk much further to find a mailbox because they've consolidated them all. And it was also a safety issue. But here's Danucci's here. We'll continue going down Cleveland here. Yeah, they got outdoor seating. Let's take a peek inside here. Let's see what it looks like here. Yeah. Nice restaurant. Nice corner locations. You see the Carnival across the way, the Gemini. What a nice six-way intersection. Yeah, pretty nice start to the day. It's raining like crazy. Oh, really? So I saw that there was some rain in the forecast. Look, there's somebody in there. They got the painting. I want to show it. There's somebody at the bar there, and as soon as I go, I don't want to creep them out by. They got the that painting. See that painting with the dog? One dog goes one way, one dog goes the other way. That painting is from Goodfellas. This painting right there. It's from Goodfellas. Isn't that amazing? They got that. It's worth it to go there just to see that. I don't know if anybody remembers the movie Goodfellas, but there's Danucci's right here. He's doing good. He's like, this guy's filming in through the window. Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we'll head down. We'll keep going down this way. Yeah, rain, go away. There, we're getting to some nice tree-lined streets here. Yeah, look at that. Oh, little Volkswagen Bug. Nice little side yards here. Hey, that's a nice sign. You got the kids playing soccer. Good morning, Paula. How you think my stream was cutting out there? That's interesting. I've walked down this street before. Isn't it so interesting that I can walk down the same area and sometimes the stream will cut out and other times it won't? It's this exact same place. Sometimes I got amazing full bandwidth, and then other days I don't know if it's the clouds or my service provider. That's another frustration of live streaming, is that no matter where you go, you're always struggling with bandwidth issues. At least I am. And I think it's because we're pushing out more resolution here in widescreen. After they killed Billy Batts and they visited his mother and she made the painting. You can buy reproductions of it. So here we're at Cleveland and Armitage. Armitage's got a nice bike path here, cuts right through the heart of Lincoln Park. So as I said before, I'm generally gonna walk south. We'll cut over to Sedgwick. We'll probably go down Cleveland and we'll go by St. Michael's, and then we'll cut over to Sedgwick, and then we'll go to Schiller, and then I'll cut down Schiller through the Gold Coast, and then we'll pop out at Oak Street Beach. We'll see what's happening at Lake Michigan this morning, and then we'll just head down Michigan Avenue, head into work. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to YouTube. Isn't it great? Look at this great street here. tree-lined streets. We got all these stairs and stoops, nice fencing. Yeah, good morning. So let's see what's happening in the news. I guess the Fed just hinted that they were going to raise interest rates next or later this year a little bit more, and that was enough to send markets reeling. But it's probably posturing because now they got the flexibility if their precious market tanks too much because of the threat of rising interest rates, and they just want to cool off the economy barely enough so they can start lowering them again. You know, then they can bluff, and the game that the Fed plays with the market, this poker game of the Fed not trying to trigger recession but still have a soft landing, all this jargon. It just keeps the power structure in place. You know, as long as you pay your credit card bill, nobody cares. Let's see what's happening in the newspapers here. Yeah, the Russian-Ukraine war is still going on. Armenian delegations. Oh, the U.S. will allow nearly 500,000 Venezuelan migrants to work legally. Oh, that would be controversial if I said anything about that. India suspends visas for Canadians. Yeah, there's a big row. I guess there was a Sikh that was killed in Canada, and or no, where was he killed at? I don't know. Assassination, yeah. International relations, yeah. It's not just Canada versus India. Let's see. Hong Kong says it calls the shots, not Beijing. Investors are wary. I love pointing out that TikTok is banned in Hong Kong. I have friends from Hong Kong. Here's Baller Park. Yeah, we're in Lincoln Park. And hey Tara, good morning. Paula. Yeah, good morning. We're walking down Cleveland Street. I'll eventually, we'll go by St. Michael's and I'll cut over through Old Town and we'll go over towards Oak Street Beach. Yeah, I love pointing out that TikTok is banned, both the Chinese version of TikTok, which is different. We don't see the Chinese version. Chinese do not see the American version of TikTok. Hong Kong, they don't see either version of TikTok. So now my friends, and the good thing about me being on YouTube is my friends in Hong Kong can watch my live streams and content on YouTube. And that's what their complaint was. They were like, we want to watch your content. They're city planners and architects. And they said, but we can't. We need it on a different format. And poof, TikTok provided me with the vehicle. They forced me off of TikTok. And so now I got to learn these other platforms, which is great. So we can start using TikTok as the backup. I'll still have a presence on TikTok, but I really want YouTube or some other platform other than TikTok to be my primary place where I store my content. I don't trust TikTok with my content. As a creator, we talk about this all the time. You know, they're just using the creators too. They're just milking the creators like cows. They're milking the users like cows. But so is YouTube. Google has an antitrust, as we all know. But look at this beautiful street. Welcome to Cleveland. Yeah, see, they're flying the Ukrainian flag. I love when, I get comments like if we were on TikTok with a bunch of people that don't usually watching, and they'd be like, why are they flying the Ukrainian flag? Don't you know this is America? I'm like, what, you want them to fly the Russian flag? Is that what you're saying? Would that make you feel better? Look at that. Look at that. They got the bulls. They got Benny the Bull in the window. And they got, these nice Old Town Market. The Old Town Market is great here. This is a often filmed and photographed storefront piece. It's in the middle of the block. It used to be, there used to be the Old Town Market. They kept the sign. But now it's residential, both on the garden and the storefront. And then the mom and pop used to live up there when it was a mom and pop. Old mom and pop. Does anybody still shop at a mom and pop market anymore? 3,000 videos. That's great. That's awesome. And so, is there what's do you know? Do they ever talk about their experience on YouTube? Did they feel like YouTube is a good business partner for their content? You know, and it depends on, you know, my frustrations and what I have to accept is, even if I go to other cities, you know, we're going to travel, we're going to take this show on the road. You know, I gotta constantly scan the built environment for marijuana leaves, anything that might get triggered the TikTok algorithm. What if someone's wearing a pot leaf on their shirt? You know, I really got to deal with that. You know, it's just like I didn't expect that. You know, and I'm not trying to promote. And it's just the simple that I shouldn't have said the name of the establishment. It was the combination of me saying the name of the establishment with the marijuana. They thought I was promoting it, but you know, I can't outthink a computer algorithm. It's an unfeeling, you know, is it conscious? Did TikTok establish a conscious AI that it is thinking about what my intention is? You know, the algorithm's not going to get sarcasm if I say, oh, you know, this is ruining society, and they'll think I really mean that, you know. Maybe that's a good thing, you know. Like I should say, don't do this, kids. You see this pot leaf? Never do this. Only do TikTok. TikTok's good for your brain. Marijuana's bad. You know. It's all relative. I know, it's because they want the access to that young market. You know, young minds start marketing. I was amazed. You know, I'm addicted like everybody else. I'm just as bad. I was scrolling through the TikTok lives last night, and it was a very successful TikToker that has like 750,000 followers, literally millions and millions of likes. And you might have run across this person too. They're from London, I think. All they do is they have hamsters. They got these little plate wheels that spin. And so the hamsters get on there and they spin these plates. All the person does, and you know, it's foolproof because you don't even have to talk. Just sets up a camera, films the hamsters spinning the wheel, and they're cute. You know, they're hamsters, little gerbils, hamsters spinning the wheel, making it go round. They all get on there and race, and some of them fly off and spin around. And there was 4,000 people watching that. Consistently, he gets thousands of people. They're just sending him money. They're just sending him money. All he does is set up a camera. He can go to bed. He can set that up for 8 hours. Let the hamsters run all night. You know, give him some, I don't know, hamster catnip or whatever the equivalent is. And he actually calls the name of he calls it mining TikTok. So he's just mining money from TikTok by filming and it's genius. It's genius. I wish I would have thought of it first. You know, here we're at St. Michael's here. The Parish Center right there. Suzuki Music School, Lincoln Park. That's nice. But here's the St. Michael's Church. Let me back up here. Let me get as far back as I can. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, walking the dogs. How's it going? St. Michael's Church, early in the morning. Yeah, that looks nice in landscape. And so let me take my hat off and let me be really quiet. I just want to film the inside of this. They got the doors open. So welcome to Chicago. And they got the lights off, so it's dark in here. This is going to be interesting. Let's see what this looks like here. So we'll go to St. Michael's Church here. Look how you really see the light on the stained glass windows and up there. So let's do this again. So what I'm going to do is, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Lincoln Park. Here we are at the St. Michael's Church here. And since the doors are open, if the Buddhist temple's doors were open, I want to respect them. They usually have theirs closed. Again, I'm not promoting one religion over the other. I'm a pretty secular guy, as people know. I just love the architecture. This church is significant. Yeah, see you walking. Good morning. Here we are at the St. Michael's Church, and what I want to do is I'll go quiet again. I got my hat off. I'm not promoting one religion over the other. I just want to show the beautiful architecture. They got the doors open here. We can walk straight in. They got the lights off. St. Michael's Church, Lincoln Park, Chicago here on Eugenie. We're just down from where the Ducks high rises downtown. Yeah. Yeah, good morning, City Walking Girl. Good morning, Tara. Good morning, Kitty. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, good morning. Chris, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I lost connectivity right where I wanted to film DiNucci's. We were at Dickens, Lincoln, and Cleveland there, that nice six-way intersection. And I wanted to film DiNucci's. They're already promoting that restaurant. It's right across from the Gemini restaurant, which has nice outdoor seating, that iconic location there. There's St. Michael, the Archangel. But yeah, that's what we just went inside, the St. Michael's Church. But yeah, I lost my connectivity there. I was trying to film inside DiNucci's because they had that painting of, you remember the Goodfellas? After they killed Billy Batts, they went to his mom's house and she painted that painting in the movie where the one dog goes one way, one dog goes the other way. They have a replica of that painting in DiNucci's on the wall at the bar. It's perfect, you know. And of course my connection cut out, so probably nobody saw it. So I'll have to try it again some other day. But hopefully that St. Michael's came through there. We'll head straight down Eugenie here. And we'll head over to Sedgwick. And what time we got? 7:11. 7:11. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Angel, thanks for tuning in. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Yeah. Welcome to YouTube. But again, I'm anxiously waiting for YouTube to roll out with their shorts. They're supposed to introduce live video feeds in there, but they haven't rolled it out yet. And I don't know what they're waiting for. They keep doing beta testing. They kept teasing us in August that they were going to do this. And here it is into September and they haven't rolled it out yet. And so here, I'll cross the street here. Yeah, look at this nice little street here. What is this? Fern Street. Fern Street. I don't often go down Fern Street. How's it going, Angel? That's good. Yeah, the guy with the dog. Yeah, you know, he just films the dog. Dog just sleeps. 500 people. Yeah, we were talking about. There's someone films a hamsters. They have several hamsters, and they have those spinning wheels with the plates. And 4,000 people were watching it. They were just sending him money like crazy. And I'm sure the person that runs it is just laughing all the way to the bank, because they actually call the name of their TikTok, they call it mining TikTok, just like Bitcoin mining. But all they do is they film hamsters. There's like the twin brothers that wear the wig, and they go out and they just dig mud, and they purposely, it's part of that, you know, cringe where they act like horrible people on TikTok, and they eat carrots, and they dig in the mud, and they wear these overalls. People love that. They just, you know, it was like 4,000 people watching that, you know, and I'm like, this is our content competition, you know. It's just the mentality. And I'm not trying to be elitist or say I'm better. I watch it too. I watch, you know, people dancing around, you know. It's just that's what works. That's what works. That's what keeps people engaged. Who am I to knock it? You know, there's a lot of eyes on the screen, you know. That's what it's all about. TikTok makes a very addictive app. Good for them. We're all addicted. I'm addicted too. Look at that. Look at that green roof. See there, you can see the spire of St. Michael's over there. We were just there. Yeah, to each your own. You're right. Different strokes, different folks. Yeah, we'll keep on doing what we're doing. We'll keep doing what we're doing. They'll keep doing what they're doing. We got options. That's why I shouldn't knock it. You know, we exist in a world of great variety. Here we are at Sedgwick. We went past the Twin Acres. Twin Acres is a good ribs joint right here, Lincoln Park. There used to be a Robinson's Ribs outlet on Armitage, but I don't think it's there anymore. I need to go by there to check to see if it still is. Because we got to go down Wells. I'll skip Wells and we'll go right to Oak Street Beach. Get a cheesesteak. Yeah. Yeah, there's the Brown line pulling into the Sedgwick station here. Yeah, you go to Pazza Pizza. Pizza by the slice. Buy 2 slices, get a free drink right here under the L tracks. You got the nice historic station there, Sedgwick. There you can see the nice informational displays there. There, they even give you the odds for the football game. You know. We've become a nation, the gambling nation. Casinos everywhere. You can gamble from your phone 24/7. They're making video game virtual apps in the goggles where it's a virtual casino. I saw the advertisements on it. You know, there's no escape. The house always wins. Here we are heading down Sedgwick. Lincoln Park Community Services. Yeah, they got a little outdoor place back there. 1521 Sedgwick. There's the storage center right here in this warehouse building. We still got housing here. And it looks like they're doing some construction here, so we'll cross the street if we can. For this bus. See, there's a Sedgwick bus, the 37. And we talk about how there's not a bus that goes down Lincoln, which is a major street, but there's a bus that goes down Sedgwick, which is great, 37. And that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the sleeping lives are like voyeuristic. Yeah, people will just be sleeping there. Or the worst ones are where they supposedly are making a loud noise trying to wake them up, but usually that's just virtual. Usually that's not a real noise, you know, and it's just people think they're making a noise and they're sleeping through the noise. And you know, and then what there's this genre now where people act like video game characters, where if you send them a gift, they do a robotic automated response and it's supposed to be the exact same every time. And so, you know, I don't know if anybody remembers, let's see if I can get that, but here's the Marshall Field Garden Apartments. Here we're on Sedgwick. Here's the housing across the way here. And here's some of the, look, see there's the, I showed that before, the Peggy Note of Art Nature Museum. They're at the inverted tree there. Some of the nice artwork and the residents that live here. And I don't know if anybody remembers that in the 70s there was a, you know, like with Little House on the Prairie, they had a sitcom called The Waltons, where they lived on Walton's Mountain. That talked about the Great Depression in the 30s, of course, from the perspective of the Appalachians. Okay, so they would go to town in the Great Depression. This really happened in the Great Depression. They would have these dance-off contests where people had to dance 24/7, and whoever danced the longest, it would go on for days. And people were desperate for food and money, and they would enter these dance contests during the Great Depression, and people would watch them and bet on who would win. And it was almost like a endurance thing, almost like a reality TV show where they got to eat bugs, or they got to, you know, the Survivor, they got to stand there in these endurance contests. And so we still have elements of this to this day. That's what those TikToks remind me of, where people have lives where people send them a gift and they do the automated response and do a little dance or something. And it's just, you know, it's like it's pay for play. It's like titillation, you know, and it's actually just like, you know, people are voluntarily, you know, playing the game, and it's creepy at some level, you know, but a lot of our society's creepy, you know. I know that, you know. It's just, I'm not going to solve that. There's the L going by there. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, you remember that. That's good. Yeah, they would do this, and they tried to warn them. They said, don't go in those dance and tourist contests because they're just exploiting you. And you know, it was pushing the limits of human endurance. But you know, we got hot dog eating contest. We got, you know, people trying to ride a roller coaster for days and days. There's elements of that everywhere. You know, it'll always exist. It's not just on social media. Social media just is the latest iteration of it, or the current form we have. Hey, you can rent Divvy bikes right here, Schiller and Cedric. So here, yeah, we'll get the L going by here. Well, it was too fast. It was too fast. I didn't even get it. We'll head east on Schiller, and we'll head all the way to the lake. Yeah, we got 7:22 in the AM. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you're having a good Thursday morning. We got it didn't cool down much overnight. We still got 70s, or we're like at 70. It feels pretty nice, pretty pleasant. I know there's overcast skies. It looks like it's going to be a cloudy, overcast day, but luckily it's not raining. I know there was rain in the suburbs. You can game on anything, I know. You can game on those hamster wheels. I saw people on TikTok, they would have like a conveyor belt, like a running treadmill, and they would put like bowling balls and little cue balls, and people could bet on them. And isn't that interesting that they were setting up a gambling site on TikTok? And I know that kind of violates their terms and conditions, but they were getting away with it for a while. But everybody pushes the limits, including me. It's how you find where the boundaries are. But here we're underneath the L tracks here at Schiller. Scenes of the city. Yeah, we'll come right behind Cobbler Square. There's a good view. Look how the ivy grows up the beams there. Cobbler Square. Rethink Old Town. Loft rentals remixed. Your loft is waiting. Cobbler Square. There you go. Yeah, they adaptively reused this whole area a long time ago. It used to be Dr. Scholl's. We talk about it. We're at North Park and Schiller. Oh, they tore up North Park. They're repaving the road there. There you go. Looks like this needs to be repaved too, Schiller. Wallens are still playing on Hallmark. That's good to know. Yeah, my mother loved that show because, you know, my Appalachian roots come from my mother's side, and she could identify with the grandmother and grandfather living in the house 3 generations. My mother grew up really poor, and her grandmother and her uncle lived in a little house that was attached to the main house, the larger house where she grew up. She had 7 brothers and 5 sisters. There were 13 in that family, all from the single mother. No, you know, who was married. You know, one mom had, my grandmother had 14 kids. And my poor grandmother, but she was great. And so several generations, you know, and people that grew up in the old neighborhoods and cities can identify with that too, because often, even like you watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you know, they had grandma, the father, and the mother, and then when they eventually got the house, they bought the house like right next to them, you know, so they could all be together. That's great. Look at, yeah, this is J.C. Rivera's great work here. You can see it really nice in landscape. It's on the Broken English Taco Pub, and you see his work all over the city, not just on these establishments, but the Bears. And this is a nice place. Here we are, Old Town. We'll walk right by Orso's. Hopefully my connection will hold up. Sometimes when I walk by Orso's, it drops out. But here's the bike path. We'll cross the bike path here. Yeah, people, look, they just repaved wells here, so they were working on the sidewalks. Here's Orso's Restaurante, Chicago. There you can see the taco pub, outdoor cafe. I like filming the outdoor cafe if I can, but usually, for some reason, sometimes my bandwidth drops down there. And look how they got a nice mural on the side of that building with the balconies, because you could see that mural from the inside of Orso's outdoor patio in the back, and that's a nice, charming, romantic spot to have a meal. But they got it closed off. Sometimes you can look in the window there. But yeah, let's give that a try there. Cobbler Square, Old Town, Orso's. Yeah, they got this nice, it's hard to see. I'm not going to be able to film it. I can't get the camera in there. There you can see it. There you can see they're nice. Yeah, look at that. Look at that nice out bar. They got the outdoor seating. Orso's right here in Old Town. Hey, look at those balconies. Put your bike out on the balcony. That's nice. We're on Schiller. Look at that. Let me cross over here. I know I'm crossing it. Look at the bats. They got the bats in the window. That's good for Halloween. That's nice. Got these little alcoves. There's a nice workman's cottage right there. Oh, fox. Let me know if you see fox here. Now look, that reminds me of the Theopal Studios, where they redid the windows on Burton Place there, just a block north of here. And so look how they got that. That's a nice, even that. This is a nice street. I'm glad I came down here. Oh, I'm freaking people out. People are getting in cars and you're like, what's this guy filming these houses? Too much going on. Too much going on. Yeah, Grim Evil's in the house. Oh yeah, that's how my father grew up. My father grew up on a working farm. My grandfather on my dad's side was, you know, this, I'm telling you my background before I moved to the city here, my heritage. My father was a farmer. My grandfather was a farmer, 80-acre farm. They had cattle, they had chickens, they had pigs for a while. And every morning before he went to school, making acre industrial. That's why we moved from a country that went of big operation. It's a very large. Ride the bike. Oh, they turned the help out towards the lake here. Yeah, my continuous battle with maintaining bandwidth as we walk around. Okay, so my father's side, my grandfather on my father's side was a farmer in southern Indiana, had 80 acres. My dad grew up on a farm. I'm responding to Gina said, you know, years ago, just like we were talking about the Waltons, a lot of farmers would have a lot of kids because they would help with the farm. That was my dad. My dad would have to get up early before he went to school, milk the cows, collect the chicken eggs. My grandfather used to sell chicken eggs to the local grocery and all that. That was back in the 50s and 60s, 1950s and 60s. My dad wanted to be a farmer. 80-acre farm wasn't large enough. Ended up getting a factory job, and you know, that's why I talked about how at one time in this country 50% of Americans listed farming as their primary occupation. Now it's like 1%. 1% of Americans grow the food for everybody else because of automation, you know, industrialization of farmers, the agribusinesses buying up all the farms, you know, and so, you know, why did I end up coming to the city? Just like the Chinese peasants in China that migrate to the cities for jobs, a lot of people in the country and even Appalachia migrated to Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, people from the South, people, the great black migration, people migrated from the agricultural areas of Mississippi, Alabama, came up the railroads to Chicago. You know, this internal migration that was within the nation, people that, you know, have been in this country, and that they and then it joined all the immigrants coming from all areas of the world too, mostly to cities. It's you know, so, but yeah, my dad knows gold. That's great. Yeah. See, so you know what I'm talking about, you know. And here I am, a farm boy, 25 years ago, moved to the city, and all my relatives that still live in the country, they're like, how can you live in the city? Especially Chicago. We hear so many bad things about Chicago. How can you live in Chicago? Of all places, why'd you go to Chicago? You know, we can't even visit you there. We're too scared. There's Schiller and Astor. Here's the Charlie Persky house. And I understand that, and so I understand people's comments. We get that on TikTok all the time. Here's the, the Charlie Persky house. Charlie was a lumber baron that made a fortune selling lumber on the railroads from the Michigan and Wisconsin pine forest. Oh, that dog sees me on the balcony. He doesn't like me. Says, look, there's that guy talking on his phone again. Look at this beautiful. If I see Polish cathedral churches over in Westtown, we've done in Bridgeport, and I lost some of that footage. I need to recreate it. And I mean, we've gone past some beautiful, you know, synagogues in Hyde Park, and we went past one in the near north, you know. Nothing much. We're just heading to work. We're heading down Astor Street. There's these beautiful grouping of buildings right here. While I'm here, I wanna make sure I get this right. Let's see. See, hold on a second here. I'm gonna go up here. I want to get this whole block as we walk past, because it's so nice how they undulate. Runs at a slight angle here, and you get this nice rhythm of the townhomes. And I was jawboning there, and I didn't concentrate on what I was filming here. Here, wait. So this is Banks that connects to State. The original Playboy Mansion is right over there. This is what I wanted to film. You can film this nice block south of Banks here on Astor, where you look at the windows, the nice curving windows, the beautiful entryways with the arches, nice fencing. Here, if I get the sidewalk in, look at that. Yeah, look at that. It's nice. I just want to walk by this and get this footage. He stayed at the YMCA. Went to a tech school. Yeah, RCA radio. South Bend, that's great. That's a good, yeah, that's a lot of interesting history there. You know, RCA was a huge company. RCA stock in the 20s was huge, and then it took a huge hit during the Great Depression, and then it came back, and you know, yeah. It was the AOL Time Warner of the time. Yeah, look at these are great. These buildings that are on either corner here, and here's this modernist. Just look how small the entry lobby is. It's basically just the elevator shaft, and you could park underneath. So we're at Goethe and Astor here. There's a nice park over there. Good morning. Yeah, and that's why I walk, because people are like, you know, I do ride a bike sometimes. Walking is a good pace, so I can stop if I see something You know, city walking girl knows what I'm talking about. You'll be walking down, you're like, wow, look at that. And you could turn around. It's hard to do that in a car sometimes. Yeah, and especially if you're driving, you can't be looking at the houses too easily unless you got a self-driving car. Yeah, the fake accounts. Yeah, that's when I first started, you know, on TikTok. I still don't know what I'm doing. Obviously, I keep getting weak bans and stuff. Yeah, I think probably my first 100 followers, they were like spammy fake accounts that want to sell me Bitcoin, or they were women with OnlyFans sites. There's nothing wrong with that, but they wouldn't follow you back, and it was just all thirst traps to attract you to their paywall, you know. And I was like, I was initially turned off by TikTok because I was like, look, it's a bunch of fake accounts, a bunch of robots, and it's not real people. And it wasn't until I was able to get 1,000, which is really hard to do, to get to 1,000. You know, you have to figure out how to, you know, and get people to follow you back. And it wasn't until I stumbled upon live streaming, then figured out how to emulate with the New York street, you know, live streamers in the streets and stuff like that, other cities. Then people could start finding you, and then you realize that, yeah, this content has value. People grew up in Chicago. They just want to look back at Chicago, see the neighborhood where they grew up, how things changed, what stayed the same, how Chicago looking now. And, you know, that's mostly. And then we find out you good people that are interested in cities. We talk about urban life. We talk about history. We talk about architecture, the history of these buildings, how neighborhoods change over time. You give me good feedback. We learn from each other. It has value, you know. And that's why, you know, thanks for dealing with the YouTube to TikTok drama. We'll stay on this side of the street here. How's it going? Good morning. So now we're down to Division. We're down to Division. We got 7:43. I won't make it to work until 8:30. That's okay. It always takes me longer. It gets uploaded to YouTube. You could immediately go to the live, watch the reruns, see the comments, which are nice, you know. And that's why if I miss a comment, I can go back and connect. And yeah, there's a lot of trash on YouTube too. You're right. I'm not saying YouTube's content is orders of magnitude where people are like, you coming? You might cut out here, and then we'll head up into Oak Street Beach. Hey Chris, that was because the lake is like smooth as glass. Remember how I talked for a second? We went through the tunnel. Thanks for bearing with me for that. And I just want to show the lake because it's really calm this morning. Here's Lake Michigan. There's the view we have to the skyline. Yeah, I know John Jacob Astor was associated with New York. He was with the fur trade and had a bunch of fur outposts that his company ran out in the Pacific Northwest and other areas. And yeah, I always associate Astor Street with John Jacob Astor. I'm not sure about that, but you're probably right. And yeah, Chris, if you're still on, I hope. Thanks. It was nice. I'm glad your brother was on last night. Hopefully he was able to see the Belton Stratford last night. Good. He was blown away. Put it on our list. Yeah, check out the Belton Stratford there. Of course, you can eat at the restaurant right there, the Mon Ami Gabi. That's the best way to, you know, you can go in there and wait in that lobby while you're waiting to go to the restaurant. And it's a nice location right there by the conservatory in Lincoln Park and the zoo. And so you got bunches of stuff to do around there. I know my feed cut out a little bit once I went inside. I watched the reruns, but I'm glad your brother was able to see that, and that's why It's nice. I get to walk by that. I live really near there. There's the yeah. If you're in the neighborhood, let me know. I can come out and meet you guys. You know, if I'm in town. And but here, welcome to the shores of Lake Michigan. Look how calm the lake is. The lake is really calm. This would be a great day to go kayaking out on the lake or paddle boarding, because it's very calm waters. And so contrast this. I know we've been by here when the waves are really large, and now the waves are really small. This large body of water. It's just overcast. I'm actually breaking a sweat. It's about 70 degrees and a little humid because there was a little precipitation in the air earlier. And what's that out there? There's something out there. It's floating around. But here, well, let's just walk past these people playing volleyball. We'll get the nice back. I fell in a hole. See, I always talk about you got to watch out for holes when you're watching the beach. I'm looking at what I'm filming here, and I fell in a hole. Yeah, it's not bad. Oak Street Beach early in the morning. Smells like victory. Look at that. You can see Navy Pier off in the distance. The whole Streeterville skyline. Playing volleyball. Yeah. Yeah, the Chicago History Museum is nice. Yeah. Yeah, we still got time. It's not winter yet. Got the whole fall. We haven't even made it to fall yet. Getting close. There, you get to volleyball. So they still got, I guess they're going to probably start shutting that down. Here, I'll stay out of their way here. I'll stay in the back here. Look at this backdrop for volleyball. And of course, this is where they had the AVP. Volleyball early in the morning, it's great. See, it's pretty warm. People are running without shirts on. It looks cold, but it's warm. Trees are still green. Hey. Yeah, I'm glad you can watch it on the TV, Zoe and Chris. You know how to do it. Yeah, just throw it up on the widescreen TV, 720p. It looks nice. The ducks. We got to go check scene in Top Gun. Yeah. Highway to the danger zone. What happened to Kenny Loggins? Right here. Hopefully I won't lose connectivity. We got to reverse this process and head back to the Michigan Avenue here underneath the Sabo Lakeshore Falls. So I'll start doing my murals in chalk because nothing lasts. Yeah, I might try that out. Link a GoPro, get some Bluetooth, get a hotspot or something, you know, yeah. Oh, Kenny Loggins is still touring California. That's great. Messina, that's great. Good. Kenny Loggins is still touring. I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for letting me know. That sounds like a fun concert. Yeah. So there's the cars. They connect down to the Sabo Lakeshore Drive. They go underneath there and pop out the other side. We got this park here. Here's the, we're at the north end of the Magnificent Mile, Michigan Avenue here in Chicago. John Hancock, the Drake, the former Playboy Palmolive building. You used to be able to go underneath there. There was an underpass, but they shut it down. They had too many problems there. And I think they just didn't want to maintain it. It was like liability. Yeah, fall starting soon. That's when the Chicago hinge happens, and that's when the Manhattan hinge happens. You know, but you can catch it before and after that. It's not just that one day. You can catch it leading up to it and the days after too. You know, there's a bike station. Usually I ride a bike down here, or sometimes I ride a bike down here. So hey, let's head down Michigan Avenue. Let's go to work here. Yeah, it should be a nice fall. I look forward to the changing of the leaves and Halloween decorations. There's Molly Maid. Yeah. Here, we'll go by the Drake. We've gone by here many times before. Yeah, that's a good jogging. Bean hinge, there you go. That's a nice idea. You get the sun rising over the bean. I'll have to try that. Yeah, that's possible, because if you get high enough, there's some apartments that they have views of the bean from the Pittsfield building, and you can look towards the lake and get the sunrise. That's a good idea. I'll look for that. That's good. Oh, Omega watches. They took them in for the night. Louis Vuitton. Yeah, there was some animal rights protesters last Saturday. They were protesting in front of us. North Michigan building. But they got nice window displays. Nice architecture. Art Deco Playboy Palmolive building here. Michigan Avenue. Bloomingdale's. J. Crew. There, Michigan Avenue. Looking nice. The bean hinge. Look at that wonderful bean footage. There you can see to the One Chicago Tower over there. The John Hancock. Yeah, look at that. There's a Chicago street sweeper, and they got a crane. They're cleaning the windows back there. It looks like they're blowing a whistle for a taxi. They need a taxi. But here we'll show you this little plaza in front of the John Hancock here. There, the Fourth Presbyterian Church. 360 Chicago. Ah! There we go. Straight even with the John Hancock, looking straight up. A nice courtyard. Fourth Presbyterian Church. Oh yeah, it's 100 stories tall. It's built in the late 60s. This dwarfed all the other buildings that came before it in Chicago. And then, you know, of course, the Aon is about the same height, and the Sears Willis Tower just blew it out of the water. But it's still got an observation deck, nice views, and restaurants at the top. I'm serious. I'm gonna join the 360 observation deck, and then we'll go up there and take a look at the view. Yeah, it's ahead of its time. Yeah, thanks. Beautiful buildings. So there's a theater down there. There's the curving parking garage entrance for the John Hancock. We got American Girl Place right here. The Lego store is in here. We talked about this. Harry Potter. H&M, Water Tower Place. Hey, your dad worked at the John Hancock in the 70s. That's great. Yeah, that's a nice address. Lego store, that car is built out of Legos. Yeah, there's a Garrett's. Garrett's inside the water tower. Thanks for pointing that out. But look how, it looks like this is wide open. Look, see, this used to be the main floor. It was Macy's, and before that it was Marshall Field's, and it's all empty. It shows you how Michigan Avenue is a shadow of what it used to be, you know. And I remember when Target wanted to go in here, and the people that live on the Chamber of Commerce around here or whatever, they were like, we can't have a low-class store like Target in Water Tower Place. We need some high-end shopping. I'm like, something's better than nothing. I would use the Target if it was there, but I guess I'm a low-class person. You know, it just cracks me up. I'm like, you know, look at the Carson Prairie Scott. When that was Carson Prairie Scott's, it's a prestigious department store for years, decades, just like Marshall Field's. Could anybody imagine a Target store being in a Louis Sullivan designed iconic historic building there right in the middle of the loop? But it works, you know, it's a functioning Target. I'd rather it be a Target than nothing, you know. And not everybody can shop at Bloomingdale's, and Bloomingdale's will never have a grocery store in it, you know. Look at the water tower, looking nice. Viola's behind it. Water Tower, Chicago. Yeah. There's some traffic. Yeah, not in my backyard. Put it in somebody else's backyard. Welcome to the wonderful world of urban planning. Imagine where you got to put the garbage dump. We all produce garbage. No one wants to live next to garbage. Where are you going to put the nuclear power plant? We all want electricity. You know, where are you going to put the airport? Not in my backyard, but we all want to fly. You know, and that's the dilemmas. We all want affordable housing, but then no one wants it in their neighborhood. And you're like, well, where's it going to go? You know, not everybody's millionaires. And I know I always walk through the Gold Coast. I need to get to other areas, the real Chicago, you know. This is not the real Chicago. It's Michigan Avenue. But it's interesting. It's got interesting architecture. I like the window displays. You know, it looks like a big city. This will be really nice when they got the holiday lights out and you can walk all these trees. Once they lose their leaves, they'll start stringing up the holiday lights. You have a big parade to kick off the whole shopping season. No, you're right. You can't get this perspective any other way. It's at least we can get both sides of the street. We can get the window shopping. Neiman Marcus, the nice flower arrangements here. Yeah, you see that little fountain, yeah. Yeah, something's better than nothing. You know, even like the sugar store, you know, it used to be the Disney store, but now you can go in there and buy candy. Yeah, I like this display a lot. This Montclair coats. Hey, look at those trucks. So there's Gino's East. Going there right on the walls. Great Chicago style pizza. Good, thank you. Thanks for the feedback. Has value. Has value. Oh yeah, it was nice. That was the thing to do. You would go downtown, go to Marshall Fields, check out the window displays. Sometimes they'd have train sets set up, and go up Michigan Avenue. Yeah, sugar, it's sugar. Get a red tongue, a blue tongue. Get your dye and sugar and gummies and whatever else. It would be very popular for Halloween. Zara. Yeah, we went to Zara the other month ago, 2 ago. Rolex. Hey, look at these little gothic arches. This is the Allerton Construction Management. He's a great guy. He's an older, burly guy. Has white hair now. He loves playing Santa. He does such a great job. As long as I've known him, I moved to Chicago 25 years ago. He would come around the office, holiday times. He would dress as Santa and hand out gifts and trinkets and whatever, and be in full character. Well, now holiday time, he's a Santa Claus. He goes to different stores and gets paid. And Wrigley Field, Ricketts used him at Gallagher Way when they had the ice skating rink. I know last year they had the ice skating rink at Wrigley. It was inside the stadium. You had to pay to go inside. Before, years past, they would have the ice skating rink out in Gallagher Way in front of Wrigley Field there in wintertime, and they had a nice Kris Kringle market. And he was the Santa Claus. And you know, he was still on the clock, and so there was families and kids lined up to, you know, go up to sit on Santa Claus's lap. And after he got off his shift, I met with him. We went to a bar in Wrigleyville. He was still in his Santa costume. Looks like Santa. Yeah, I can ice skate. I'm not that good. Maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll get on the ice skating ribbon. I'll attempt to do a live ice skating, and then I'll drop the phone. Yeah, that'll be nice. But I like filming the ice skating ribbon. I like filming the ice skating rinks. There's the large ice skating rink in Millennium Park. There's the ice skating ribbon in Maggie Daley Park, where you go around the climbing walls there and it curves around. That's a nice spot. They usually play music. I filmed it last winter. I have to refilm the footage because we lost a lot of it. There's usually an ice skating. There used to be an ice skating rink in DePaul, and even the farm in the zoo used to have one. There'll be other ice skating rinks all throughout the city, and Wrigley Field. I don't know if they'll do it inside. We'll get up there and check it out. And yeah, they usually have a Kris Kringle market. They usually have a Halloween themed thing at Daily Plaza first, and then they'll have a Kris Kringle market later. And yeah, we'll go over there if it's like a German like Christmas village, and we'll check that out. So that's all ahead of us. Yeah, Colores Mexicanos. Yeah, look at I love the dolls. Look at the dolls. Remember when we walked by earlier this summer, late spring, we walked by the water tower, and there was a woman from a certain province in Mexico, and they were promoting tourism, and they had a giant one of these dolls was there, and we filmed it and talked with the woman, and she gave a nice overview. The skeletons for the Mexican Day of the Dead. Sephora, get your makeup. So here we're at Ohio in Michigan. We're back down by the river. Here, we'll go behind this guy. Yeah, you remember that? Tara knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, that was nice. It was a Lele doll. They're called Lele dolls. She goes, "Oh, you want to know about Lele?" And she gave the nice history behind it. You know, it's great. Yeah. Yeah, Gina, we'll show you the Kris Kringle market. They usually have it at Daily Plaza every year. It's nice. They got the gluten wine, they got the schnitzel, they got like little cuckoo clocks and wooden ornaments you can buy, and strudel. Because I think the Christmas that we celebrate in the United States you know, now it's more of a secular holiday just to sell stuff, you know, the Christmas shopping season. But yeah, a lot of those traditions, the Yule log, it came from Germany. You know, even cutting down the spruce tree and decorating. And it's funny because I always, you know, I'm a pretty secular guy. I always like to remind people that a lot of the Christmas customs, they go back to the pagans. They predate Christianity, and they appropriated them to promote Christianity, but they go back before Christianity, you know, like the Saturnalia festival in Roman times, and the solstice, and the tree, and decorating the green, and the holly and the mistletoe. It's all pagan. It's all pre-Christian that we later was appropriated. It shows you how symbolism changes over time. You know, here we got symbols of fall, the pumpkins. We got the Intercontinental Hotel decorated nice. Here, let's check out North Michigan Avenue here. Yeah, the great doorman that he's always out here in front of the Intercontinental Hotel. I always enjoy when he tells the taxi drivers to move on when there's not a fare. He's like, "Get out of here! Got to keep this lane clear." There's a giant pumpkin. Wow, look at that. Yeah, Christmas is in summer in Australia. How's that? Is that weird? Does it feel the same? You know, we always associate Christmas with like snow and frosty mornings and stuff like that. And it's like the 4th of July, you know. It's not summertime. In Australia, Tasmania, that's great. There's Bob Newhart's old office. But like I said, I'll use this opportunity. I won't go live as often until we go back on TikTok. I got a bunch of stuff to do this weekend. I know there's stuff going on this weekend, as all weekends people are reminding me of different events going on around town and things I could film, which I appreciate. Sometimes I miss things and I'm like, oh yeah, I should have filmed that. But we'll keep this show going on YouTube through the TikTok 1 week temporary suspension, and then we'll give it another try, and I'll make sure never to film a marijuana leaf, never film a dispensary. TikTok doesn't like it. They'll just kick you off. Doesn't matter the reason. I'm just walking down the street. It's not even my store. It's not even my artwork. But even if I just show it, if I film it, if I mention the name of a dispensary, they'll cut it off. And it's all to protect the kids from TikTok's such a wholesome app that promotes education and wholesome content that they can't pollute it with a little plant. Look at this Tribune Plaza here. We got the Museum of Ice Cream. Got the nice landscaping looking over there. The Apple Store's right here. Look at the green planting wall they got there at 401. No, I just got a week ban. I got a week temporary suspension, which that's why I'm not getting up in arms about it. It could have been worse. I still was able to post videos. My account's still good. I just can't go live. I'm just suspended from going live for a week. I can post the reruns there. I posted a video yesterday. I showed my face. Everybody can see my mug now. I blew my cover. And probably what I'll do is once after a week, I'll leave that video up so people can know why I'm not going live, that it's a temporary week suspension, and I'll go back to TikTok. But I'll still have a presence on YouTube and Instagram. I want to really produce more content on YouTube if possible, and but we'll still post reruns and still do TikTok. Because some people will not leave TikTok. I get that. They love that app. They're gonna take TikTok with them to the grave, cradle to the grave. TikTok. Little baby gets born, you give them a TikTok account, start counting followers. They'll be famous by the time they're 2. TikTok famous. Look at Chicago River. There's the sun trying to burn through the clouds. Yeah, the London House, looking nice. Yeah, you got to see my face. Hey, somebody, they called me a ginger. They said, I'm a ginger too. I said, yeah, I'm the redheaded stepchild. I've got too many like redheaded Scottish fur traders in my background. Scots-Irish, which, you know, it's confusing because the Scots-Irish were not Irish, they were Scottish, but they came through Ulster, Ireland, because the British, when they conquered Ireland, just like they conquered Scotland, they gave incentives to the Scottish people to move to the Northern Ireland because they were Protestant, and they were trying to drive the Catholics from the Irish Isles. You know, it was the religious wars of the Europeans, the Protestants versus Catholics, and England and Ireland certainly have that, and which is what the Northern Ireland and the Troubles were about later. But a lot of those Scottish immigrants to Ireland, in the Ulster area of Ireland, Northern Ireland, they were some of the earliest settlers to North America. They came over with the British colonies before, in the 1700s. A lot of them in the 1600s, they came over that early, and early 1700s. And because they were used to living on the edge of the British Empire, they went right up to the Appalachians and lived on the edge next to the Native Americans. And that's why there was a lot of intermarriage with the fur traders, just like the Reverend and the other movies that you see about that period. There was a lot of intermarriage between the Native Americans, the Creeks, the Cherokees, the Choctaws, the Chickasaws, and the Iroquois. Even the six nations of the Iroquois: Seneca, Onondaga, you know, the Haudenosaunee, and so there's an American mestizo population that we don't talk about, just like Mexico has a mestizo population. It goes back to colonial times, the Spanish mixed with the indigenous Aztecs and Mayans. America has it too. That's why you find all these white-looking, red-headed people like me who have distant Melungeon ancestry. It goes back to the colonial times. And then everybody will say, my great-grandmother was a full-blooded Cherokee. That's not true. It's likely she was a Melungeon, and she might have had African-American heritage as much as Native American. But of course, my good Appalachian hillbilly relatives, they don't want to admit that. And they want to say, oh, she was full-blooded Cherokee. Yeah, good luck with that. Even most of the Cherokees are not full-blooded. And full-blooded is a racist term too. I know I shouldn't even be using it, but you know, we're talking about history here. It's just mestizo. But that's the melting pot. We talk about the melting pot that is America. That isn't America. We don't melt as much as we should, and we're working on it. And the saga continues. But hey, thanks everybody for tuning in for a nice walk down Michigan Avenue. Once again, we delved down the rabbit hole of history and talking about stuff on social media that I shouldn't be talking about because it's too hard to relate when people are just scrolling by. But thanks to my great audience. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, see, there's a lot of Irish immigration to Australia, and British and Scottish. Yeah, we know that. We know how the British sent prison ships to Australia. You would be banished to Australia. Even the Charles Dickens novel Great Expectation deals with that. They were on a prison ship bound for Australia, you know, and that would be your punishment. You got shipped to Australia. Oh, you know, but there's a lot of Irish immigration to Australia. There's a lot of Italian immigration to Argentina. Argentina has significant Italian immigration, and we forget about that. You know, it's just the globalization of heritage, you know, it's great. But hey, thanks for tuning in. We'll do this again later. I don't know if I'll be on at lunch. It depends on what goes on at work, but I'll be on either at lunch or later this evening. No pressure. I don't expect anybody to join in. I know we're going through this slow period when I'm banned from TikTok, but I appreciate you. Thanks for following me on YouTube. We'll post some more content. I'll cut out the reruns here. And have a great Thursday, everybody. We'll talk to you later from Chicago. Thanks a lot. Yeah, have a great day. Thanks, Zoe, Tara, Gina. Yeah. Pied Piper, I saw that. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Thanks, Gina. Dolores, City Walking Girl, very lucky guy. Chris, thanks for being on. Michael, talk to you later. Thanks, everybody.